Welcome back. We're still reviewing the Punch. So I have the major headline here. Labour considers 100,000 as sustainable issues ultimatum. So organized labour may settle for 100,000 naira minimum wage as the tripartite committee on national minimum wage commences daily meetings for 5 days to reach a consensus. So multiple sources in the labour movement had told the Punch that the meeting they were going to be having on Tuesday was to review their demand from 494,000 naira to 100,000 naira, following the criticism and controversy that trailed the proposal, and a lot of people considered their request outrageous and unrealistic. So in a statement by the media aide, Rabi Ibrahim, on Saturday, the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, said the proposed minimum wage will result in an annual expenditure of 9.5 trillion naira, a burden he described as unattainable for the nation's finances. And the National Assembly also had intervened with the indefinite strike, talking about how the banks, the airports, public schools, and courts were all shut down for the strike. But now they just have 5 days, which they said they are going to be having a conversation every day to get to, a decision. And Labour is saying that they are hoping that they will be able to pay at least 100,000, that they just picked the 494,000, not meaning that they will stay with it. They were willing to move, but at least the workers should be able to have something that resembles everything we're going through: inflation, cost, tariff hike, and different things that they are facing, but something that's a bit reasonable. So they are willing to move it up or reduce it to 100,000 naira, but nothing less, nothing more. So let's see how these 5 days go and hope that they are able to resolve this.
Even the 5 days, only the workers of electricity refuse to call off strike.
No, they are doing their own specially.
They don't give back lights last night.
No, they know.
However, because I've never run on used generator. I've not my generator.
You're blessed.
In a long time. So
wow.
Just this Monday and Tuesday, I felt it because it was total blackout.
That's our norm now. We know the sea lights by our side.
No, we found
a way. We found a way to handle ourselves. Let me share that story.
Yes, this one is related to the NLC and their 100,000 naira, because one of the core things NLC, a lot of the leaders in NLC keep saying is the fact that the government has money because they are spending money on themselves. Now, Punch did his own reports.
Separately.
You and NLC, people are doing things together, because they said 30 governors spent 968 billion naira on entertainment within 3 months.
What are they entertaining?
Even the cameramen in the studio opened their mouth.
Yes, what are they entertaining?
Let's not even talk about just entertainment. Abia State spent 10 billion on expenditures, including 165 million on refreshments and feeding, 39 million on utilities, 240 million on sitting allowance, 127 million on local and foreign trips.
Oh, wow.
That's the states. And they were, like each state, 30 states spent that much money.
Wow.
Each state, what they spent. I think that this information is crucial to Nigerians
to know. We need to know.
So that we know how to hold our leaders accountable, because if some states are saying we cannot pay the salary 35,000 naira minimum wage as it is, but you are prioritizing other expenditure. Bayelsa is doing refreshment, 35 billion on recurrent expenditure, 28 million on...
Can they pay out of pockets for their extras?
Yes, because if I am... Me now, I am switching off everything in my house.
They pay out of pocket.
Something billion for trips, foreign trips.
Yes.
So yes.
Exactly.
Now, none of them are brought investors.
You say you don't have money. Ogun State, 47 billion. Osun, in 3 months.
When they pay your salary and you want to do entertainment for people visiting you, pay out of pocket. Simple. That's the right thing to do.
This kind of money, then you must get more creative.
No, you can't even spend it.
Generate the revenue. It's not to
Let's move on, Jerry. It's not our hot topic. Ramatu, you have a story.
So, police hunt for tenant as landlord dies during rent fees off in Ogun State. Ogun State, every time I carry story from Ogun State, they always have one problem.
You like them.
You guys are stressing the police.
Go ahead.
So the Ogun State Police Command is on the lookout for a tenant simply identified as Mr. Emmanuel. They didn't put son in. There are plenty Emmanuels out there at Arigbabu Village, Sotubo in Shagamu local government area of the state, after his landlord, known as Benjamin Ape, reportedly collapsed and died during an argument with him. Ape was said to be arguing with Emmanuel over unpaid house rent. And as they were arguing, I think the daughter was Indian. She heard him when he said that, I'm going to kill you. And also, according to her, during the argument, Ape collapsed and was rushed to the NNPC hospital, Musimi, but was later confirmed dead by the attending doctors. And
but they didn't touch him. They just said.
They just said. I said the suspect fled the scene, but efforts are underway to apprehend him.
Can they do autopsy so that they will be sure that he's not
Bollywood?
he's not shocked that killed him? Because
exactly,
now,
yes.
you know the way Nigerian police work.
Cardiac
This
arrest.
woman said she heard you, and then whether bench fly, whether not
What do you mean our police has upgraded this?
Guys,
Let's move on now to Vanguard. Minimum wage, give costs to government today, Tinubu orders finance minister. Editors flay increasing spate of journalist abduction. 30 feared dead as mine site collapses in Niger. Edo, Ondo, Guba, INEC extends voter registration deadline to June 9. Labor leaders must reconsider wage demand to avoid layoffs. Yes, that's what we have.
So I have the Edo and Ondo. So according to the INEC commissioner in charge of information and voter registration, Sam Olumekun, he said that INEC has decided to extend. Okay, so the continuous voters registration, the CVR, was supposed to end today, June 5. But INEC has decided to extend, seeing as things they go, to extend it for 4 more days to allow them to further register. I said the number of centers have also been increased beyond the 307 wards and state offices that they have in Benin City and Akure to include 36 local government offices of the commission in the 2 states. He also says that the ward registration centers detailed information on names and location and addresses of the local government offices have also been uploaded on their website and social media platform. So the elections, of course, are coming later in the year for both states, and they are, of course, using this opportunity to capture more people. I hope that the residents of both states will quickly join. They have over 120,000 new voters are registered in 8 days, and so I hope more people would come out to get their voters cards so that we have more representation.
Okay, any other story in the Vanguard?
Yes, there is the Osun State, rather. The Osun State Agency for Control of AIDS, ACA, yesterday disclosed about 50,000 residents of Osun State actually have AIDS. They said 28,000 of
Have
them.
what?
HIV. Sorry.
Wow.
About 28,000 of them are getting treated, but the rest of them are not coming out. And they said, based on the statistics, it's important that people that have come, if you've tested and you're positive, come out for treatment. And even if you have not been tested, because some are not conscious of the test. You know, when you're doing other checks, they'll just check it, and you might not know, and you might not come out to get the results. So they are saying there are about 50,000 people, out of which 28 are being treated. He said this. The person is Dr. Adeni Ogini. He's the executive director of the agency, and he was distributing HIV prevention tools to stakeholders in Osogbo. Wow. The local agency for control of AIDS and the network of people living with AIDS were the people that they are partners, and they got this things, and they said people should come out. If they come out, the antiretroviral drugs right now, if they use it, can bring the level of the virus within their system to the point where it is not even detectable, and their immune system will be able to fight diseases. But if you don't get treatment, you are not helping yourself. You will be spreading it, and then even the person who is going through HIV will fall ill more often. So I'm hoping, he said it's part of the aim of the governor, Ademola Adeleke. I have supported them with equipment and all the support they need to properly treat the people living with HIV within Osun State. So
okay, our final paper for today, Nigerian Tribune. We can't take everything. We have 3 burnt to death as tanker explodes in rivers. Who has that? Police Service Commission releases list of 10,000 successful candidates for recruitment. 3 burnt to death, please.
So it's been confirmed by the State Police Public Relations Officer, that's the River State Police Public Relations Officer, Grace Irege-Koko, that, a fire explosion, a tanker explosion happened on the Obiri-Ikwerre Fly-over along the east-west road of Port Harcourt. And it happened at 9:30 a.m. where a tanker suspected to be carrying liquefied natural gas fell over a vehicle, exploded while trying to navigate the roundabout, and boom, crushed everybody. The PRO confirmed that the victims were burnt beyond recognition when the tanker fell on the vehicle, and she confirmed the death of 2 persons. She also said that they are on ground. She, as well as the Commissioner of Police, are on ground, and the fire has been put out, but the area is still very dangerous, and they're asking people to find alternative routes. Sadly, the report also carried that scavengers were trying to take out parts of the tanker driver, and when one of them was picked, it was also handed over to the police. Now, you know, we are used to tank with petrol,
Yeah.
you know, spilling and burning, but the gas we are looking at alternative cannot be transported this way.
At all, or if we have to start using it,
this
yeah.
is a possible eventuality if there's a clash or an accident due to it. So we should start looking for safer
ways to transport the gas.
Safety.
Underground now. We can have underground.
Now we vandalize
Hey, God,
problem plenty.
I know we don't have time.
We have to go. We have to go. Thank you, ladies. That's all we can take on the newspaper reviews. When we come back, we move on to our topics. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.